Duelist Castle.
9 times 9, it's 81. Welcome back. It's Mischief Castle, episode 81. And this time, we don't have anything to talk about prepared at all.
Oh, yeah. That does sound about right.
Which means this one.
Sounds about every time I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah, dude.
I don't even know what I'm saying half the time.
Well, most of the stuff on the show is never prepared, so.
Yeah. It's more like prompted.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's meant to
like
be,
the
it's
right
meant to be
direction.
like an improv comedy almost.
Yeah.
Except nobody does bits with me.
Yeah. And yeah.
Oh, look, surprise guest, Mr. Money's here. Hello.
Little money.
What are you doing here,
Mr.
Mr. Money? I don't know. Why am I here?
Mr. Money.
Mr. Money is here. That's a callback, folks,
Oh, my God.
to a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's camping time.
Yep. Tomorrow we go.
Tomorrow we go camping.
Speculator.
Dude,
Are we allowed to say that? Speculator.
if you're
New
if you're
York.
listening to this, it means we're already back from camping. So you can
Yep.
say it as much as you want.
We're on Mason Lake.
Around Mason Lake, Speculator, New York.
Drop an airstrike. Drop in, boys. Come on, Mason
Dude,
Lake.
swat it. Swat the
I'm
place.
landing at Mason Lake. Thank the bus driver. Thank God. Dude, that's what it looks like. We're going in the middle of fucking nowhere. They're like, oh, dude, don't worry. It's like, you know,
Bro, we're dropping
6
Loot Lake.
miles from the nearest gas station. Like,
That's not terrible, though,
You're right.
considering like campsites in this area.
you're right.
We could be on like a horror movie campsite or like some
True.
abandoned place or something.
We should do that next time.
No, the fuck we should not.
Would you sleep over
White
at
people shit has a limit for me.
an abandoned paper mill?
I would not sleep over there.
Sawmill.
I'd go see it. I've been to abandoned places before. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty funny. I would not sleep over there though. I had a pretty funny
Don't
idea
sleep
for
over
Alexa.
at,
I had a pretty funny idea I shot to Alexa that like
Yeah.
we're not past the concepting phase, but like if we go to an abandoned place, he wants to do like
Ghost
breaking,
hunters?
huh?
Oh.
Yeah, he wants to do like the ghost hunters.
Oh, he does. Okay. Ghost
where like we go in with like a Ouija board and we like spill salt underneath like a ladder and like let a black cat loose and stuff, like, and then break him. He wants to do like all the
tropes.
curses and taboos like inside of
Would
an
you do
abandoned
that?
place. I would do that. I would do it for a video. I think it's a pretty funny idea. But my contribution to it was I thought it'd be hilarious if we played tag. If we brought people in like like you and Maddie, like people who aren't like part of the like bit at all, part of the video concept, who are just there with us, and then like we break into a game of tag. So there's one cameraman like desperately trying to capture whoever's it and then tailing them around this abandoned place.
Oh my fucking God.
And the rest of us are like hiding in
I'd love to go.
I think that, dude, I'm getting back into stand-up. I might,
Stand-up comedy?
yeah. If I ever want to do stand-up, I'm definitely going to need to stop doing the show because I just start saying all of my ideas that I think would be funny and then never write them down and develop them into a bit. So if I put together like a tight 5, it would already have appeared on the internet,
Yeah.
but I'm not that serious about it, so it's not an actual concern. It's hard to get into comedy like now, because
What makes it hard?
well, it's like getting into music. Like, how would you get into music at this point? You would need to naturally discover something on the internet. Like, you have to just trust algorithms to feed you something you would like.
Yeah.
I get all of my comedy and music from TikTok now, as shameful as that is to say. But it's just a piece of the internet that's curated itself towards knowing what I would want the best and then showing that to me. And every day I just hope it shows me music I like and
'Cause everything else is just
stand-up
random.
comedy. Yeah, because everything else is just like random comedy and stuff.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And I also don't know the mathematics of like the coding of the algorithms themselves either, so I can't. I don't know how to interact with it in a way that would be directly beneficial to me. Because I keep.
Yeah.
Have you seen like the Grimace Shake challenge thing?
Yeah, I keep getting those.
I
can't
keep
get
getting
over
those too, and I don't
They're
know.
not even good.
I don't know how I've interacted with it
To
at
begin
all.
with, yeah,
but
do it.
I'll open my TikTok and I'll get like 5 of them in a row.
Yeah.
And I always stick around. This might be the problem, actually. Is like I always stick around and watch them
Oh yeah.
because I want to see if one is going to be funny. And if it takes a while, I'll open the comments, and then the way that's like, holy shit, this was actually better than all the rest of them, and I'll put it back down and then watch it. But I think the amount of time my eyes stay on it might be what determines how long.
Yeah.
Because TikTok doesn't show me black people unless they're funny immediately, because most of the
Are you
time,
serious?
well, most of the time, if I see a black person, like if it's a personal account and not like a skit or something,
Yeah.
I will immediately swipe past it,
Okay.
especially if it has like a low, amount of likes and comments and stuff, because it's trying to like curate smaller people towards me, but I don't want to see them. I want to
With
see
smaller people.
like people with like a lower follower account and stuff.
Gotcha.
I don't want to see that. I want to see like funny people, and I want to see funny people and hot white women. That's what I want. So it gives me funny people and hot white women. From TikTok at least. Instagram, my Instagram is broken. I'm getting all Kamen Rider and UFC stuff. I'm not getting funny videos anymore. Like the only funny videos
Man. Have you been like interacting with like UFC and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why.
But I don't
I feel
interact.
Yeah.
I don't interact with like Japanese media stuff. But I get these like cringe anime shits in my explore page.
Like what?
I don't, these just like weird jokes or these like weird in jokes about shows I don't watch, and like Tumblr posts. Like I click on Tumblr posts and green text the same amount because I think they have the same potential to be funny, though they are usually in different genres.
What's
And then,
green text?
Like the we talked about this before, like the 4chan forum, when you put the like greater than symbol and then start typing out lines, it makes the lines turn green. So you can use it as like a storytelling front by presenting like point by point.
Oh, that's what that means.
You've seen those before, but
I didn't even know.
if you Google
that
green
makes
text,
sense.
if you Google green text, like you don't even need to read any of them. Just go to like images, and
Yeah.
then you'll see a billion of them, and you'll just recognize the format. They usually have like a thumbnail picture in the top left,
Oh
and then
man.
they just go on forever.
What is it? Who is typing that?
People on 4chan.
Is that like fucking weird or no? It's like it's a lot of writing.
No, it's just a culture.
It's a culture?
It's an internet culture. Yeah.
Oh, look at
'Cause
that
they-
hummingbird. Look at
Huh?
that hummingbird.
Yeah, and this is like a natural
Damn.
culture is hummingbird. Well, I mean, you went to school, you went to college, you had to
I
do.
don't even think I've ever touched Tumblr though once.
No.
I don't even think I've ever really used like Reddit.
Tumblr died by the time I even figured out what it was.
Yeah, like I don't even know the difference between Tumblr and Reddit, to be honest. Are they
Reddit,
both forums?
yeah, but
Like
Tumblr's more of like a blog board where people can like tag things to stuff, but they're not like dedicated groups. Where on Reddit, each subreddit is actually its own like domain page and stuff, where you have mods where you can only interact with
Whoa.
whatever sort of
Damn.
material the subreddit's focused on.
Okay.
And then there's mods and stuff who will just strike it down and delete your post if it has absolutely nothing to do with whatever the subreddit is. Whereas on like Tumblr, you can tag stuff to specific groups, and if it has nothing to do with it, a mod can't really like delete your post because it has nothing to do with that. They can maybe remove the tag. I don't really know how modding works on Tumblr.
So you can
'cause I
say
don't fucking
anything
use it.
on that?
You can say anything on Tumblr, and most of the time it's pretty fucking funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a Tumblr?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't think it even has an app anymore, I'm gonna be honest.
But
But I wouldn't know. I don't care about tech anymore. I'm kind of reverting back to being like a Anprim syndicate guy.
camping.
Not
going-
that
we're
not that
going
level.
camping.
More like log cabin level.
Okay.
Like
We're going camping tomorrow.
Yeah, anarcho primitive to like a log cabin degree.
We're gonna go live in the woods for the weekend, right before you go to Vegas.
Yeah, and then I
Right
have to
before
go
you
to
have to
Vegas.
travel to Vegas.
And then I have to travel to Vegas.
You just smell like nature, and then you go straight to.
Well, I'm gonna go home and take a shower, for sure. I am gonna smell terrible. That is for sure gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be ridiculously aggressive and severely hungover for a weekend. One of my goals is to be hungover. I've never had like a real hangover besides like a headache.
We're gonna crush those two 12-packs right when we get there.
We can't. We can crush one of them. We can crush one of them night 1. Night 2, we need to reserve a little bit.
Yeah, because everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I have nothing left."
Yeah, we should get mixers and sodas and stuff.
I
'Cause we're gonna bring
I got some. I think Coke. I'm gonna get rum.
Okay. I'm probably gonna get whiskey.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Jim Beam Vanilla saves the day again.
That would be awesome.
Nobody likes Jim Beam Vanilla except for me and you, which is awesome. Fuck everybody else that they don't
like
have
vanilla.
anything.
Vanilla's good.
Nobody gets. I don't know what we have in common with any of our friends. Alexei hates everything that's not vodka, which is completely fine because he's Russian.
Yes,
but
that makes sense.
like even Russians will drink other things.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. Maddie also hates everything that's not vodka.
Yep.
Do you see how much, like, from an outside perspective? Because I complain about them a lot, right? So you get it might be a bit biased, but like, we went to Rich's house, and then like Rich and Steve are being like, "Yo, fuck those guys." You ever see how
Really?
much people hate our friends? Yeah.
They really said that? I didn't.
Yeah. Well, no, because they were
What
just
happened?
cool with you, so you probably didn't get any of the negativity from it. But like, I got feedback about like the block party that night, and they don't want to see Alexei ever again. I actually just found out. Did I ever tell you like
So the first time is you were holding that pipe, right? Remember?
Yeah, the first time. Yeah,
First time holding up
so
the
I
pipe,
told you about
yeah.
the first time. The second time,
Yeah.
I went back I hung out with Rich again, and then we went back to our
Like
house.
a week following, or a little further.
Maybe further than that. I don't know. I think it might have been in January, February, or something. So I went back with Alexei.
Mm-hmm.
Alexei got destroyed off of a lot of things, and then we make our way back to the frat house. I end up back in the basement again, holding the pipe again. But before we got in, somebody was coming out and handed me just like a plastic bottle, like a liter of some kind of vodka, and I just took it, and that was like my item, I guess, for the night. So I was getting destroyed too, and then I don't really remember. I don't really remember much of the night. But what I hear from Rich is that I wouldn't stop talking to this one girl every time I would make the rounds in the basement. But this one girl that I was talking to is apparently like the girlfriend of some crazy guy in the frat, and he didn't ever see me or like try to do anything to me.
Oh, shit.
But word got around to him because he must have been upstairs or something that somebody was talking to his girlfriend, and then word got pointed back that it was the person who was with Rich, but people saw Alexei coming with Rich because they didn't recognize me. So Alexei got banned from the frat house for doing
Does
nothing.
He know that?
No,
Okay.
he doesn't know that.
Damn.
He knows that he just got thrown out, and he knows it was my fault. But he doesn't know that he's banned from the frat house because of me, and
Jesus
I find
Christ.
it hilarious.
That's fucking crazy. You just like kept your like entry level card to go in. It's like, oh, damn, you almost got revoked. Damn.
No, dude, that shit was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. But people don't like him.
Why? I don't.
I'm not gonna do it on here.
You're fine.
Be one of my classic Cameron. We'll talk about it later moments. But did people at Oswego like him? Did like your friends from the Whedon like him?
I don't really ask.
Oh, you might want to do that. I'm gonna be honest. You might want to collect that information
Maybe. I don't know.
because us people aren't a package deal. Like, I got good reception when I went back last time, so your friends seem to like me.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they feel about everybody else because I'm not them, and I also
You're
don't
right.
live
That's a
there,
good
so I can
point.
ask.
You're right. Maybe I will. I don't know.
I think we're starting D&D on the camping trip.
Oh, okay.
Alexei wants to. He keeps talking about it. He seems excited. And
Okay,
now that I have the
yeah.
stuff. Now that I have the stuff and we'll all be in the same place, we might. If somebody brings a table, we might. I think he said he was going to
How
bring
many
a
people
table.
are going?
Huh?
How many people are going? 16?
Something like that.
How? Me, you,
4 cars or
Maddie.
something.
right?
Me, you, Maddie, Jess,
Alexei.
Boris.
Jess Forrest.
Me,
Okay.
you, Maddie, Jess, Boris, Alexei, Malcolm, Marinda,
Yeah. that guy that Alexei invited and
Sean, Jack. That's 10. Ryan's going as well. That's 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Mike is a no.
Savannah might.
Charles is in the group. He looks at the stuff and he says things occasionally.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to show up
I
or
hope
not.
so. That'd be cool.
Mason,
Mason,
Sam,
Shit,
Savannah,
that is so
and
fucking-
Sierra.
Oh my fucking.
That makes-
That's a dumb amount of people.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
I'm
16.
camping far away from all these fucking dweebs. I'm gonna be up in the woods.
I'm going to be circling the lake a lot. I feel like I'm going to be like walking around the lake a lot.
Dude, I want to walk all the way around.
We should bring a sword. We should bring like armaments and stuff.
Get a hatchet.
No, I mean like a broadsword.
Oh, like a claymore.
Like a claymore.
Or like
Yeah, we should have.
I don't have a katana.
We should have a claymore.
I
Let's.
wish Rich was coming. Rich would bring my shit.
Rich, I was hoping Rich would come so that we could have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So we could have like real bows and stuff. That'd be sick.
They got a rifle. They're gonna bring a fucking.
Yeah, but that's like modern. I don't want modern weaponry. I want like we figured out how to make the stick better weaponry.
Yeah.
We turn the stick into metal, and then we turn the metal really sharp.
Yeah.
That's advanced human. Fuck firearms. My official stance is fuck firearms.
Okay.
Like I'm pro 2A because guns exist and people have rights, but if I could make the world perfectly,
it's crazy.
we would still only have
swords
and bows.
So they don't over advanced and
Yeah.
like blow each other up with like.
Do you know
guns.
China and India are doing that?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
at the border they have that non-aggression pact where nobody can shoot at each other.
It's fucking.
But they
bullshit.
want to fight really bad because they don't like each other. So they built like maces and riot shields and swords and stuff. They basically redid medieval weaponry with modern military funding so that they can kill each other at the border without shooting guns.
Wait. Okay, you
want me to explain that again?
You'll have to show me it after.
I'll show
a
you.
video of that.
I'll show you.
I
If
just
can
don't
find
believe
it.
that's happening, but I know it could happen because of everything crazy going on.
Yeah,
There's a lot of shit just always happening.
I think a war, like modern war, is bad because of how advanced technology is and how much we can do with nukes, chemical weapons, neurological attacks, and stuff like that. And like psyop bullshit. Like I'm pretty sure the United States government has access to like psionic weapons and psychic powers and stuff. And that's not a conspiracy.
Like-
I'm pretty sure there's
Like changing like bullshit in the air and then just like what happened?
weather machines.
Weather machines. Okay.
Radiation weapons that affect what type of signals your brain receives, so that it can change your mood or like make you think different things are actually happening. Like it can change your perception of things. You ever heard of Project Bluebeam?
Yo, what the fuck? Yo,
Project
what is
Bluebeam is this like supposed leaked ongoing CIA thing that's been happening for a while, where they're trying to use
Project Blue Pill.
Project Blue, kind
Blue
of
Chew. Project Blue
Project
Chew.
Blue Chew. Yeah, that's my new.
So
psyop.
Project Blue Chew's doing
Cameron's
what?
new psyop is Project Blue Chew.
This shit's
No,
fucking crazy.
Bluebeam is this thing that apparently, and I might be getting the finer details of this wrong, but
All right.
the CIA is supposedly trying to develop technology to a point where, on a massive population scale, they can change people's perceptions of like literal factual events that happened through like minor doses of consistent radiation, basically.
Yeah.
So it turns off your magnetic fields in your brain, or like
Damn.
changes your emotional receptors and stuff. Or
much.
or it's using technology to like make holograms so realistic that we live in a kind of Mysterio world, like Mysterio from Spider-Man, where it, like the aliens look so real, even though they're all just like drones doing holograms.
Yo.
And I'm pretty sure more
going
than
deep.
just the United States government has access to like weaponry like that. So a modern war would be really bad because of the untold devastation and new types of
Ways to kill each other.
horror that would be
Yeah,
unleashed.
there's just way too many ways to kill each other.
But
Sword, arrow.
we need
Cannonball.
sword, arrow, cannonball. Yep. Big red exploding barrel.
Big red exploding barrel.
A bomb, like pineapple bomb with a fuse on the end.
Oh, that's cool.
Musket.
Musket. You like musket?
Blunderbuss.
Okay, you like pirates. Like
Yeah, scimitar. We need to bring ancient pirates back.
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. My point here is that a modern war would be really bad, but for like the spirit, like the masculine spirit, a new war would be really good for men. Like in terms of frontline soldiers and not like people piloting drones and dropping chemical weapons and shit, but like foot soldier type people, because the horrors of war, always. But there is like an urge to fight in a lot of people, and I think the fact that like the Korean demilitarized zone, the China and Russia border, the China and India border, the fact that people just shoot each other in the streets in America, like I think people want to fight and have war in sort of like a primal sense, like a monkey see, monkey do kind of way. But with what we have access to, it would be really bad for humanity as a whole right now.
Yeah, I know. I feel like, just legalize like pit fighting.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Legalize pit fighting. Pit fighting should be.
Legalize consented combat, like challenge combat.
Yep, that should be everything.
What the fuck is it called? Texas has it completely legal. God, what the fuck is it called? I can't remember. But basically, like you and another dude can be like, you can go up to a cop and be like, hey, we're gonna fight up until a like aggravated assault level to settle dispute.
What is that? Like a black eye?
I think it's hospitalization. I think it's like hospitalization, intent to hospitalize.
Oh. So
if you knock a dude out and because he like falls and slams the back of his head on concrete, and then you like hit him again, that can cause like permanent brain damage, which would require hospitalization. So if you like knock a dude out, like the fight's over. And like even though street rules aren't really real, but if two dudes consent to fight, you got to just have like an honor system about it. Mm-hmm. And then if you go beyond that honor system, it's like classified as an aggravated assault.
Damn.
So you'd have a cop there as like
would you
ref,
like to
basically. I wish everywhere had that.
Would you do that to just people? Would you be like, hey, we're going at it right now?
Like, well, they have to accept your challenge.
Damn. But like,
so if you go into a place and if you like go into a place and you just start a problem, and people don't really accept your challenge because you're just going in there to try and fight people, you can still get kicked out of a place for being a belligerent. Because like going into somewhere looking for a fight,
no, I understand that.
You're just an asshole.
But like, does it have to be a cop?
It does have to be a law enforcement official, or if you do it on the premises of a business, it has to be with the consent of the business owner.
Oh shit!
This is just in Texas, by the way. I don't know if any other state has this.
You're right. That makes sense.
I don't know if what the specific laws.
I like how the business owner needs to give consent. Yes, of course you can fight in the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they do own the parking lot, if it's not a public parking lot, they would need to give their consent to that as well.
Fight in the parking lot.
It's just dueling. We need to bring dueling back. I think dueling should be like legal everywhere, so that more people will like kill each other and we're okay with it. Because I think there's too many people. There's too many people.
Help settle some beefs.
It would help settle a lot of beefs, and if people died from it, I think we'd move towards like a more of like a might makes right sort of whateverocracy in America, which might cause a lot of problems later down the line.
Yeah.
But we do have millions upon millions, too many people who are from different cultural backgrounds who have beef with each other, all fighting for the same resources in the same place. So maybe if we thin the herd on both sides a little bit. Oh my God,
this is going crazy.
If we thin the herd on both sides a little bit, maybe, just maybe, the economy would get a little bit better.
God, Jesus. Do you think that?
See how I brought it back to the RNC, dude? See how I brought it back to the GDP? Classic republicanism. It's always about the GDP. Billions must die. Billions must die for the sake of the economy.
And they both suck, don't they?
I'm just kidding. About the economy part, I am just kidding. But the like people fighting in the streets, like consensually, I am serious about that 100%.
That's a pretty good idea.
I am moving. I don't want to become like one of those shit libs on the internet, but I do gotta say, like public figure liberals do, and I mean specifically on like social media platforms like YouTube, not actual politicians, but like people who just kind of lean left, like on YouTube, they seem to have a bit more fun. They seem to present a bit more fun and cool and quirky. And there's not a lot of right-wing guys that do that, despite the fact that I'm right-wing. So I kind of want to move towards a more like centrist or lefty kind of presentation for other people.
About that, what was his name? Destiny, yeah. Yeah, like I kind of enjoy some of Destiny's takes and stuff. Like his shit's kind of funny.
I don't really enjoy his takes, but his cadence of speech and the humor he finds in things and the way that he approaches politics is relatable and fun and easy to absorb.
Yeah, because then if you go anything on right wing, it's like the same thing.
It's the same thing, but it's also this like rabbit hole where They
Yeah, you
have
can
their
go
own.
so
They have
deep
their
so
own
quick.
language almost
Yeah.
in terms of like what all their buzzwords are that don't really float around into like normal social circles and stuff, or normal people's perceptions of things because they don't really interact
Can you
with
give
it.
me an example of some of the buzzwords they use that like are
Or
not gonna
usually
make it?
like abbreviated as not gonna make NGMT or
Oh,
like
like in
MGT.
like their message boards and
Message
stuff.
boards,
Like
text, tweets, and stuff.
not gonna make it.
It's mostly stands for like whether someone has a place in the sort of right wing ideal world or like right wing ideal
Oh,
America.
so they say that to people that aren't in line with the idea of right wing America. They like text it to each other like, "Hey, you're not gonna make it."
It's more like
that?
ending. It's more like ending a tweet with it. Like, do you have Twitter? Do you use
No,
Twitter?
I don't use Twitter.
Okay, shit.
No, I do know how Twitter works though.
If you have TikTok or you watch YouTube or Instagram Shorts, check out John Doyle.
Yeah.
He's my favorite right wing person.
Well, you
but
like him?
I like him a lot. He's my icon, dude.
Oh,
I'd follow him
John-
into battle if he presented like a radical army. I would be one of those front lines guys. Because me and him are both on for Jesus, so it's like we have a common ground there. And I think he's a lot smarter than me, and he talks a lot better than me. I don't actually agree with like everything he says,
Yeah.
but I do find a lot of common ground. And he's one of the few like right wing people that I think presents as fun, because he promotes like white boy summer and stuff. Like he actually wants to enjoy his youth and all that stuff. I think he's like the same age as us.
Yeah. That's kinda cool.
But he ends a lot of his tweets like when he has takes about like generalized sort of groups of people, or a type of person that he sees in society today. Like if it's the thing he disapproves of,
Yeah.
he usually ends it with like NGMT
Oh,
or like
like-
NGMI, like not gonna make it. Sorry, it's
And they're not gonna
GMI.
make it.
It's
to
GMI
heaven?
and not gonna make it.
Is that what it means? Like to heaven, or not gonna make it to?
No. It's
Sorry,
like
now I'm trying to like. Correlate.
it's his ideal future of America. It's like the right wing ideal version of America.
So he's saying that they're not gonna make it to see it.
They're not going to see it, yeah. Because the
'Cause
idea
they're-
is like the culture war should get so bad that it turns into civil war, and then when the civil war is over, only
Man,
our side should remain.
I don't think a civil war can happen because of the way it's just like it's. So,
People are very passive now. There's no like.
It's so spread out.
It is
and
very
there's
spread
so
out.
many
Yeah.
people. Like
It's not a real thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about like fantasy
Yeah.
politics and fantasy ideals right now. It's not real, but well, you asked like what are
Yeah.
right wing buzzwords?
That makes sense. Sorry,
um,
we did it. We went down the rabbit hole.
we did go down the rabbit. You got me
Nice.
to lead you down the
My bad.
rabbit hole.
I was just so
but,
interested. That was like so crazy.
Goy slop.
What
Or
the
just
fuck?
goy, and
Goy?
well,
Sounds like a
goy
fucking Pokemon.
goy is a term for that Jews use to describe
Oh.
Gentiles. It's like a slur for non-Jews.
Oh shit.
So right wing, mostly like anti-Semitic people. They don't even have to be right wing, but like anti-Semitic people will use the term like goy slop to define like American fast food, because American food quality is so bad that basically anything you eat that's not like beef jerky and lettuce will clog your arteries and give you a heart attack eventually, as opposed to like kosher food. And even in like America is still Jewish food is actually pretty fucking good for you. So anything that's bad for you, or they define as typically done like by Jews or like by the deep state or whatever Illuminati people,
Yeah.
they'll call it goy slop or like goy media or something. And then Zog, I don't know where Zog comes from, but it's another prefix like goy, used by those same people that means something like very good, like the opposite of it. It's like Zog shows, Zog chow, Zog food, like I don't know. But those words, like people on the left will throw around stuff like they'll say dog whistle a lot, like
Yeah, what does that mean?
anti-Semitic dog whistle. A dog whistle means because you know what a dog whistle is, right? Like
Yeah.
it's at a pitch that normal people can't hear.
Yes.
In terms of like political talking points, a dog whistle is something that seems innocent on the surface if you don't know what it's referring to, but you know it's malicious intent if you do understand what it's referring to. So the same way you can't hear a dog whistle because you aren't trained to hear that pitch.
Yeah.
If you're not trained to know what that thing is about, you wouldn't know that it's like malicious or like bigoted or something.
So could you give me an example of what would be A dog whistle?
What would be a dog whistle? A dog whistle would be like 1350. If you ever hear 1350, or FBI crime
Police?
statistics or something.
Oh, FBI. Wait, what?
FBI crime statistics on like 13% of the population commit 50% of the crime. Yada yada. Things where you can sort of turn a conversation by analyzing like a set of factual data, but
They say dog whistle to
if
that.
you bring it up, it's kind of with the intent of presenting a sort of negative spin on a group of people or something. Like it's not actually racist on its surface, because what you're talking about is literal like factual numbers from collected data, but you're bringing it up to be racist or something. That's what a dog whistle is. So if somebody brings up like FBI crime statistics on the like what percentage of violent crime black people commit in America, it could be pertinent to a conversation that you're having, but more than likely it's kind of just to shit on black people, or call them violent or something, or say that they don't have a place in America or whatever. So that's another example of a dog whistle. But most like right wing terms and talking points and like in jokes and stuff are dog whistles.
Yeah.
So when you hear people, like if you're kind of like, I sort of get what these people are talking about and I want to hear more about it, whether you're on their side or not, but you just want to be exposed to that sort of worldview.
Yeah.
And you try to consume the media that they put out, or like the social media interactions that they have with people.
Of left leaning?
Of right wing.
Of right wing. Okay.
Everything that they have is like coded and dog whistles and like in jokes and words and shit that we were just talking about, basically.
Yeah.
That is so hard to get into and know about unless you actually like already know. And I know most of this stuff by chance because I've just explored every circle of the internet for a long time. But you didn't know this. I just had to explain 4 different, in my opinion, very simple concepts to you. But if you just have no exposure to it, like how would you go into a right wing online space and know what the fuck anybody is talking about? And the fact of the matter is that like left leaning politics do control the majority of what people interact with and what people talk about. People
money? Is that how they do it? They just have that much money?
It's not even about money. It's like it's what culture is right now. We live in a progressive state, so progressive leftist ideologies push the frontier of what people talk about and believe, and it gets its way into Hollywood and jobs and stuff. Like everything has affirmative action, even though actually that just got struck down by the Supreme Court today. But people complain about like blackwashing in films because people keep remaking movies in Hollywood, but they cast main characters, specifically like redheaded white people, as black people.
I said Brave is gonna be next.
Brave?
Yeah, Brave. They're gonna just.
I think Brave's too new. Brave is too new, and they're actually. I don't think they'd be as stupid. They meaning casting directors or like animation directors in Hollywood. I don't want to point fingers onto anybody. I don't think they'd be as stupid to go after Brave because it's actually a story about, what is it? It's Scottish people, right? It's the Gaelics, I think.
I think so, yeah.
That national heritage is very integral to the story.
Yeah.
Whereas like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, the fact that she's white doesn't actually mean anything. So people will call you racist if you bring up the fact that maybe she shouldn't be black. But on the flip side of that, there is a good point to make where why do you have to remake things and have pre-established characters be like of different races and stuff when you can just take the money that was necessary to produce it in the first place and tell your own story, characters of the race that you're trying to give light to or portray to.
Yeah.
There's so much media already. And so much loved and respected media. The reason people complain about like wokeism and casting for new Hollywood film remakes is the fact that people love the franchises that end up getting remade. They don't want new versions of it. And so putting new versions of it that are different kind of spits in the face of what already exists. Whereas like if you did that about what the race of somebody is, because you want that new thing to be super popular instead, right? That should be your first concern.
And not about,
But The Little Mermaid is already really popular.
Mm-hmm.
it never really had the spotlight taken off of it because it was a box office boom the second it came out, and has been a staple of like Disney and like fucking Kingdom Hearts and Disney World since it's been out. So people have had eyes on Ariel since she existed, and now you're trying to remake it for some reason. Whereas like James and the Giant Peach, or like what the fuck is it? Oliver's Travels or something. There's like a bunch of really good straight to DVD Disney movies and like animated films and stuff that people who've seen it really love and want more people to have access to and talk about, but never had that spotlight. And I think that group of people would just appreciate it if it got the modern touch with with like a big budget, because then it would be in the public eye again to be talked about.
Yeah.
But those movies and those TV shows, they don't get remade. It's stuff that is already popular. Oh, hello. Testing fireworks a little early, are we?
Happy 4th.
Yeah, happy 4th. By the time you hear this, it will be July 2nd. At the very earliest. July 2nd at 5 a.m. You can hear this episode of Mischief Castle. Wow.
Yeah, I was in line for getting a bunch of groceries for what we're making. And this dude had one of those IPAs. Different one, though. It was that's not an IPA.
No, this is an Arizona Hard.
Wow, what?
Tea.
That's an awesome brand looking. I like the way that looks. It looks great.
Yeah, dude.
Shit. Damn, I gotta try one.
These are actually really fucking good.
Yeah. It looks
they
like
don't-
you just drinking iced tea.
Well, it's only 5%.
I know,
You
but,
can't
like,
taste it at all.
That's
But it's still a fucking tall boy, dude. Like, it's got alcohol in it for sure. You just can't taste it. You saw a dude with an IPA, you're saying?
Yeah. What the fuck is the brand? I'm trying to remember. That's the last part. Fuck. It's like those Voodoo Rangers, but it's like a 9.9. I was like, dude, what the fuck, bro? And he had a bunch of them. He's like, yeah, I only need one of these to put in my ass. I'm like, damn, dude, that's fucking crazy. Why do you have so many? He says, this is just for tonight. I was like, oh my
Just
God.
for tonight.
Yeah, I was like,
We're getting to a
alcohol.
point. We're getting to a point with modern
What is
alcohol where we can hide the taste of alcohol up to like 12%.
Stupid percent. So it like doesn't matter.
Because now beatboxes are just like next to
Yeah, it
checkout
doesn't-
lanes.
What the fuck?
If you don't know what a beatbox is,
Crazy.
a beatbox is a wine cooler that I believe is 11.2% alcohol by
insane.
volume,
Yeah,
and it's
insane.
pretty small. It's only like 14, 16 ounces.
Yeah. So
I
it's easy
think.
to carry and get around.
Yeah, it's very small, and you can't taste the alcohol in it. It's very sweet.
It's like candy.
It's like it's like a fruit juice, like a Kool-Aid or something. It's
Yep. So
but they're like front and center when you go into like a Cumbies. They're in like the fucking
They're
the
asking to be
cardboard.
bought, dude.
They're asking to be bought. They're in the fucking cardboard like display stands. It's like new beatboxes, the ultimate party punch. Like,
Yeah, you'll have a party, buddy.
dude, you go to like the beer section of any gas station or any grocery store or something. Like you're looking at things between 4.5% and 6.5% on average, and then you get to what is fucking modern, and like IPAs and beatboxing and stuff are like 8 to 12% alcohol by volume, and they're
insane.
not more expensive. A beatbox is $3.50 here.
Damn.
That's about as much as a huge Smirnoff. This was $3.60. This Arizona was $3.60. Like you're not actually paying for the alcohol by volume. You're paying for
We're
like
gonna
the size of
crush
the container. or
6
something.
cans right off the rip.
Well, of Twisted Teas, and those are still low percentage anyway. Those are
Yeah.
like 4.8 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
It's still very, very low. I'm surprised you can't find the blueberry ones very much. That's my favorite flavor of them, and they don't come in any like assorted packs, and you can't find the tall boys of them in most gas stations around here.
No.
Mischief Castle. Mischief Castle. And, you know, it's in my opinion, it's a good design choice because it doesn't stick out too much. Like everything kind of fits equally. Whereas if you build a brick building, you kind of aren't going to throw decorations over it. You're just gonna
have a brick building.
you're just gonna have a brick
Yeah.
building, basically.
Yeah, but think about the pig that had the brick building. He lived.
Dude. Three Little Pigs was a story that was made up before modern architecture.
Okay. All right. What was it? The hay?
It was hay.
The wood?
I don't think it was wood. I think it was another very light material.
Hay, feathers.
Feathers.
It was
A house
feathers.
made of feathers.
Was it feathers?
I don't know. I haven't heard Three Little Pigs since I was like
So
6.
it's the
So
hay,
it's the hay.
the gasoline.
The guy.
Oh.
It's the hay, the depleted uranium, and the brick.
That would actually be hilarious.
Yeah, just a poisonous house.
Yeah, and you're just like dying, and you're like, oh, it'd be so sad.
Three Little
It's
Pigs
ridiculous.
houses. What does Google have to say? Oh, it was wood.
It was wood.
Yeah. Well, then how the fuck did the
How did he blow it?
how did
down?
he blow it down?
Dude? The wood I thought would be funny because
it's like a log cabin.
Yeah, how you just gonna blow a log cabin?
One is made of hay, which makes sense. One is most certainly a log cabin,
What?
and one is a brick house. But what the fuck, dude?
What was it supposed to be teaching people that like a hurricane can take out can't take out a brick building but can take out wood building?
Maybe.
Don't die in the hurricane, kids.
Yeah, don't die in a hurricane. I guess is that
Or the
point of-
tornado.
or a tornado? Maybe is that the
Maybe.
point of the story?
He's blowing a tornado and it's like wrecking your house. It's like, get in the basement. Don't die, kids.
Oh wait, you didn't dig a fucking hole because your house is made of wood. You idiot!
Yeah.
Now you're dead
got
in the
sucked up.
tornado.
Could you imagine just building that'd be so funny.
When I was a
not
kid,
knowing what a tornado is,
yeah, dude.
and not knowing what a tornado.
When
is,
I was a kid, I
I thought that would be everywhere.
were like people could make them, so I thought they were a very easily accessible weather phenomena,
Yeah.
like Avatar. Like Aang made a lot of tornadoes. Fucking Beyblade,
Oh yeah.
the rival characters, Beyblade just makes tornadoes.
That's a good point.
Like Dora would come across tornadoes that blocked her path
Yeah,
sometimes. Why?
Like in
What
the
what the
Amazon.
what the hell is this?
Like where is her?
Like down the road from her house.
Yeah.
Sometimes
She's not even
it'd be her
worried.
first obstacle. Sometimes. Hola, soy Dora. Today we have to get around Timmy Tornado. Oh, and then he has a fucking stupid face on him, even though he's a piece of weather.
Dude, that's like every fucking.
Yeah, Dora has to speak Spanish to the tornado to be allowed passage.
Fucking tornado.
Fucking tornadoes, dude. You'd think trailer parks wouldn't be in places where tornadoes are, but they always are, and they always get eaten up by them. You'd think they'd build brick buildings and stuff that has
Maybe
structure.
They haven't seen it. Maybe.
Maybe they haven't heard the Three Little Pigs.
Maybe we gotta bring them the Three Little Pigs.
Yeah, maybe we have to bring these.
Bring the Three Little Pigs to
We have to
them.
bring these Georgia natives children's books so they can figure out how to make architecture that doesn't fly away immediately. Maybe
That
they
place is
anchor
probably
their
a bitch.
damn houses into the
Yeah.
ground.
What if they had like an anchor that they like screw in, like a giant? We should make.
What if they had
business.
like a ship anchor, like the
Like a
like the
real-
SpongeBob big ass black
Yeah.
anchor?
Yeah, and it just gets
Dink!
it like floats up, but like it's stuck in the air because the anchor's still there, but it's like a chain, so it's like.
I think every mobile home should be the foundation of the ground that you put it on should start before you move the mobile home there, like a 20-foot hole, anchor on a chain. Chain sticks out of the ground about 5-10 feet. Then you hook the mobile home up after you dig the hole back
the
in.
mobile.
You dig the hole back over, and then you
Yep.
put the concrete slabs down, and you put the mobile home on top of it, and then you chain up the mobile home to the anchor chain. And then when the hurricane comes around, and it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, and it's trying to
Yeah,
the hurricane's
take the
trying
RV
to
away.
the hurricane's trying to
It's
eat
got
the
the-
RV.
Well,
It's
now we have an
it's
anchor.
now chained to a literal anchor 20 feet in the ground. And then if you want
That's a
to
good
move
idea.
the mobile home because it's mobile,
Yeah,
you just undo the chain,
and then move the chain.
and then you just move the home.
What about the anchor?
Well, you can put another mobile home there because it's the anchor is dug
Oh,
20 feet
like
into
like
the
it's
ground.
it's like you're like, I don't know, trying to like attach it to like these anchors we're leaving around. So we leave more than one anchor. So we have multiple anchors.
You can leave a bunch of anchors wherever
Oh,
you
so
want.
it's like an RV park, but it's just a bunch of anchors.
And then when you park your house there,
And you have to
you
like,
attach it to.
oh,
the
that's a
chain,
good
yeah.
idea. We should invest into a mobile. Oh my god, we should do that.
Like a mobile hometown.
Yeah.
We start it with just a bunch of 20-foot holes.
Dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be insane.
We'd need to dig the water lines really, really deep.
Honestly, hear me out. Realistically, yeah, you just dig out these like craters that you like back your RV or mobile home into, and it has enough room. It's like a rectangle, but it's like at below height level.
Mm.
So if a tornado did come by, it wouldn't suck everything up.
Oh, you'd want to like bury the dig the wheels in and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like flush with the ground.
Well,
so
then,
like the tops of the RVs are flush with the ground.
Well, then there would be a time limit to
that'd be sick.
How long? Because you'd have to dig the wheels back in so that it gets set in the dirt as well.
Maybe put the fucking anchor. Put the anchor in there as well underground.
What if we made just like a square? What if we made like a Minecraft device with like pistons and stuff?
That pick it up.
So you drive. You know how like you go to the car wash, like the drive-through car wash, and they got that little rail that your tires stick to, and then they push you through. We have one of those to line up your mobile home, and then once it's like on there and on the front, we have a little elevator that goes down and sets it in there instead of it being like on bricks or something.
That's a good idea.
And then we just dig the whole thing over, minus like the little lever.
Oh my god, dude! We literally all we have to do is dig out like a nice trench. And we could just like place all these RVs.
Dude, we could make trench houses. We could make a trencher hood.
Dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be dope. That'd be like seeing like
that'd be a sick fantasy town, I think.
Dude, right? Like a quarry. Like,
I think I'm adding that to the D&D campaign.
Yeah, you know how there's like a quarries and stuff, and like
yeah.
they're at like different levels. It's like everywhere. There's like a mobile home just jammed into the wall, but like it just shows like the front of it.
I wish we still had like gigantic beasts, like big, huge ass tortoises
like,
and stuff.
Yeah, I wish like half of the world you couldn't live because there's like a dragon or something.
Not even that, but maybe like a 50-foot tortoise or something.
Oh, like
so you could build like a restaurant on top of like a tortoise's back.
But it's like, always moving.
It's like 50 feet tall, so you have like a two-story restaurant maybe, like you live on it, and then you befriend the tortoise. Maybe you have like some kind of spiritual or psychic connection with it.
That'd be so
and then,
sick.
When it wants to move, you can just batten the hatches down and like tie everything down inside of your restaurant, and they just like take it on the go.
That's crazy.
And then the tortoise is like, "Oh, I'm tired," and it like sits down in a forest, and you just cut a couple trees down, like build a parking lot, and now people can just come up to your restaurant. You just change your address.
That'd be literally. It's like I'm changing my.
The state lines can say exactly the same. We just have like the Department of Labor or the Department of like.
I wish stuff was like that more fun like that.
Dude, imagine if things were like just sick and chill at all times. Imagine if we had wizards walking around, people open carrying broadswords.
That'd be cool.
Nobody even like. Because people like concealed carry all the time, and they just go to restaurants. Nobody has shootouts. Because like the threat of one sword keeps another in its sheath. But what if some guy just had like a leather holster with, just a broadsword on his back, walked into a diner, sat down, didn't cause any trouble.
Deal. Yeah, they always make it such a big deal.
Yeah, but like if you're open carrying a gun, somebody could just as likely cause a big deal. But like you're armed, they're not.
Yeah, I keep seeing this one dude. He's like a fisherman that goes out, and he's always got a rifle on him for whatever reason. And then his like defense is saying like, "Yo, I was like robbed before, so this is why I carry it now." And I'm like, regardless if that's real, it's like they still call the cops every time, and he has to like sit there for like 30 minutes and do like an audit transaction between both officer and that guy. Do you think it would be the same with the sword thing? Because I would see people overreacting, sadly.
Well, no. If your state's laws do permit that you can open carry, it shouldn't really cause a problem because you can have a permit. I mean, people can call the cops about anything, and then it's up to the cops to show up and be like, nothing wrong is actually happening here. And then once that happens enough times, people are going to be deterred from doing it. And if they don't, they're going to end up getting fined because they keep calling the cops on people who aren't actually committing crimes or doing anything wrong. Tattletale, like snitches get stitches sort of thing. Like tattletales are going to end up in the wrong eventually.
Yeah.
Which would be
I'm trying to think of anything that... Do you think you can go in with like a boot knife? Like one of those large knives? Yeah.
Well, you can theoretically concealed carry anything. It's not illegal unless you get caught having it.
Yeah.
And it's also not illegal, like even if you get caught having it, unless someone reports it to a police officer who then chooses to come and make a crime out of it. Because you can, I mean, fuck it, you can walk into a restaurant with a demon core in your backpack, and as long as you don't open and close that gosh darn thing.
Yeah.
Who's really going to do anything? I mean, well, that's a terrible example because if you did, everyone would just die. But
damn. We don't want that happening. You just do that at the fire.
Yeah.
You're just like...
Yeah, I clap my...
and everybody's dead.
But I'm safe because I opened it outwards, like how children think things work. Do you know Al Qaeda recruited like kids to suicide bomb for them because they told them like, yeah, the bomb's just you wear the suicide vest and the vest is a shield. The bomb's just gonna go out.
Yeah, like a claymore. Like
Yeah,
that
like
still
a
blows up.
claymore,
It
basically.
still blows up. People don't understand that shit. That's insane. What the fuck? God fucking damn, bro. Yo, just
Yeah, no,
go
no,
out
I'll
there.
be fine from the radiation. Don't worry. I'll just open and close it out like Pac-Man, and then I'll be fine. And then I'll throw it in the lake. It's all good. Going to SUNY Oswego and just like pushing the fucking nuclear pillars down into the
That would
fucking.
yo, that would be so fucking crazy. Holy shit! I can just like a little person, like
Just
it's like a
destroying,
drone
like,
video.
Ontario.
It's like a drone video of you, and it's just you pushing on it enough, and then the whole thing just topples over. Oh, that'd be so cool.
No, like SpongeBob when they like take the town and they just push it.
Yeah,
It's like zoomed
sick.
really far out, and you
like-
see like a bunch of tiny little people just like walking up against it.
That'd be awesome. It'd be cool
That'd
to
be
see
so
it
sick.
fall in low key, just to see how deep the water goes, because half of it's gonna stick out for a bit, and then it's gonna hit the drop off. And it would
Yeah.
be kind of cool to see it like go out and then just do the drop.
I
off.
really like when water, like when a big thing hits water, and then the impact slaps it away, like it parts the water.
Mhm.
I like seeing the waves come back in and like meet like a blanket over it.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That-
cool. I think we need to be investing, like firearms should be like water arms. I think we should be investing water arms because we already know how well things shoot out in the air, and then we can get rid of guns and go back to swords and bows and knives, obviously, because we already discussed this earlier. But we haven't made guns that shoot underwater good yet, and I feel like
Like
we should
arsenal.
be able to hunt fish with a gun. So
Oh, you would like to go scuba shooting?
yeah, pretty much. I would like to.
There's
go
got to
scuba
be.
shooting.
Well, there's got to be a gun.
We
there.
don't have water guns yet.
I call bullshit.
As far as I'm aware, we do not have good underwater guns because the type of ignition,
feel
or
like
like the
they
type
got
of
them.
explosion reaction that we use for our typical firearms is negated by the force of the water immediately, since it's like a singular direction. But if we made bullets on like slings, like the
I think
same
they
way
got
that
guns.
the same way that Nerf guns like shoot things on like wheels, they have like flywheels. If we could create perhaps like a flywheel system for bullets.
Wait, they really don't have a gun?
No, of course they don't.
No, this is bullshit, dude. There's no fucking way. They gotta have a gun.
You need
It's gotta be some.
you
what
need
the
a
fuck?
you need a force that can
Underwater
counteract.
guns for
You need a
fishing.
force that can counteract the water. First of all,
Jesus fucking Christ!
if you made a gun,
You can't fire a gun. There's no fucking way.
well, you
gotta be-
can, but it loses all force within like 2 to 8 feet, depending on what type of firearm.
Got
is.
it, and it's slow.
It slows things down.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get shot. Like if you and I stood underneath your pool.
Yeah, when somebody shot a gun, it's
And
definitely.
if you shot me with like a gun that would kill me if we did it above the water, underneath the water, well, your pool's like what, like 10, 12 feet long, 15
yeah,
feet long.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt me. It might not even touch me.
Damn,
Um,
that's crazy.
and I think we should be able to, because we have warpuses, right? Like we have specially trained dolphins.
Okay,
that
well,
seem
this
like
dude's
normal
got one. He
dolphins.
made a homemade fucking.
Underwater gun.
Yeah, it's a Glock, and he made it for shooting lionfish under the water.
How does it? I picture it perhaps like shoots a pulse of air that makes like a slipstream sort of tube that the bullet can
I feel
travel
like.
along.
Do you
so it
want to?
doesn't
Do you want to
lose-
go underwater fishing with a gun? Would you do that?
If it was real, yeah.
I think you can.
Because I don't like fishing, so I mean, it wouldn't.
It would be kind of cool to just.
It'd be sick to just like fucking gat a fish,
Yo, this poor fish.
like a swordfish, just like shooting its sword nose off with a gun.
Does it fire more than once? That's what I want to know. Because if it might not be semi-automatic, like every time you hit the chamber one, because it's different.
I wouldn't really care about that.
I mean, he's
I don't
shooting the shit out of these lionfish. Damn,
What the fuck?
dude, that's kind of rad. Bro.
How did he do that?
You know what I'm talking about, bro? That's crazy.
I saw that, but I didn't understand how it worked.
I don't know, man.
Okay, so he's got this gun. It's got a long ass barrel on it. What is the? I want to know. Bradenton man develops underwater Glock
Bradenton.
handgun to kill lionfish.
Yo, he's just capping him, bro.
Wait, hold on. No, because this is still my problem. See, he's shooting these guys. He's shooting these lionfish from like a foot away. You could do that with a normal gun. What is this?
I'm an avid fisherman, avid outdoorsman.
Oh shit!
Fucking turn your phone.
Yo, I fucked
He's just
up the bit. I
antithetic,
fucked
just
up the
being
bit.
not helpful
I
at
was
all.
trying to like turn it up and play into it. Damn
Turn it up. Turn it off.
Fuck, bro. Yeah, turn it the fuck off.
Turn me the fuck off, bruh.
Shit. Yo, I think we're gonna have a good time.
I don't like complaining about her on the public platform, but I don't know. I call it like a war because I find it strange that and I think it's my own problem because I'm participant in it, but I find it strange that I keep people around that I call friends who actively hurt me and don't consider me their friend. Like,
Other than that, nobody else. Just Maddie, really? Like,
well, Jess too. Malcolm, Miranda.
yeah, like
I don't think-
aren't you?
I think
their
everybody-
friend?
Huh?
You're their friend.
I think
They let you sleep on your couch.
Malcolm and I view each other as friends.
Yeah,
I don't know how
at
Miranda,
least friends, man.
I don't know how Miranda thinks of me. I also don't trust that because the
I know.
complexities
Bad
of,
vibes sometimes.
yeah, very bad vibes.
No
is-
smoke. Bad vibes.
Yeah, no. Things with them get a little bit complicated. Plus my history with him, I do like Malcolm, and he is my
Yeah.
friend. I don't think of him that same way, but I think of everybody kind of has a weird entanglement that holds them back in my mind, right?
Yeah.
Like Alexei likes drama, so he did the thing. He invited Javon to his party, knowing that I hate him. Like he invited Javon because I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Right? He likes that kind of drama. Maddie views me as Alexei's friend. Jess has her own problems with me. Malcolm and I have our own history. Miranda, I think she views me as an accessory to Malcolm in the same way. You're the only person, like, because Aaron's cool with me, so you're the only person who doesn't really have like a hang up that causes that, makes you and I have problems between each other.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me because, like, you're a great dude, and I view you as my best friend that I keep around, right? But
Brad.
I don't think, like, in terms of like who you're one in a million, obviously, but you're just like a good dude in general. I don't think it'd be hard to find nice people like you, and you keep your friend circles, like, don't really present characters that cause problems like my friend circles do.
Sometimes we've I think everybody does stupid shit. Like, there was a big fight about a while back that my buddy Hikari, when he was sleeping, I think he was passed out drunk. I don't remember all the details, but Chris and a couple of guys, they took his Yoda doll
Yeah.
and like waterboarded it and videotaped it and like then showed him and texted it to him.
Did it like fuck up the doll or?
No.
Oh, they just got it wet, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he makes a big deal about it, and he's like bitching and complaining on our group chat, which is actually kind of hilarious. And literally it was fine, but he said that it's because he talks to it. So he talks to him, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. Oh, like, holy
Well,
shit.
I don't think
I was dying.
that's hilarious, but I don't think that's like a fair example of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because if his argument there was that it is funny and I get what you guys were going for, but I don't like that you guys would do that to my stuff while I'm not conscious and can consent to it, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be a fair argument to make where that could kind of cause problems in the future.
It blew over quicker.
I get that it blew over quick because that's a really funny thing that he didn't actually have a real problem with.
Yeah.
But, like, our friends here I would have a massive problem with something like that because if my friends will just fuck with my stuff while I am not aware, what else malicious will they do against me down the line? It's a slippery slope kind of thing.
No, that's very valid.
But your friends from Oswego don't actually do like harmful shit to each other, as far as I've seen. Because in college everybody's gonna play stupid pranks on each other, but it doesn't seem to go that poorly, right? Like you keep other people around, like Chris and Pat and Fiddly Cheese and all those guys. Like they all seem like good guys in general, like you, which is why we all seem to get along. And I wish I had more people around me that were good guys in general, so that I don't have to worry and keep bitching and moaning about stuff. Like, I feel like so stupid talking about the same shit that I've talked about over and over again, because I know it's a very easily solvable problem, but I also kind of want to have like a back end way out of it, where if I keep more good guys around, I kind of have a reason to get rid of bad guys. But I also can't find good guys.
Yeah, good guys are hard to find.
Not really.
No,
I just said you and you and your group are good guys.
But like, I got mad trust issues, so like it's hard for me to like be always open all the time, you know. But yeah.
If you say so, I mean, you don't seem to present that at all.
Yeah.
Minus your "I will remember that" moments.
I will remember that. It's like a little. I wish everything was like game HUDs on everything, because it would be like funny.
Oh my gosh,
if everything
dude.
was like updating and like telling
you had
you
UI on
prompts and
everything.
shit. Yeah.
Fuck.
Like no one remembers it to the top.
How do you
of
think
your
your eyes would work if you had UI?
I
Because
think
you
it
know how
would be, like, a
frame.
contact
Do you know how
around
frames
it.
update in games, like how they scroll down, they swipe down.
Oh, I would honestly start from center every time.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think that'd make the most sense. If you could,
I would
rebuild
go
it-
center up the way that you blink, basically. Every time you blink, it would be an updated frame.
Okay, that'd be fair. Oh wait, that'd be really slow. So like
I think there'd have to
One
be. I
frame,
think you'd
2
have to
frame.
have hard limitations like that, though.
3 frame, 4 frame.
Because if you could see like your heartbeat sensor, the amount of noise you're making, a temperature radar, your health,
You're right. And how would you
like,
keep it all in focus?
you would have to keep it all in focus. And I think by the time you tried to look at it all in your own vision, it would strain your eyes enough that you would blink, and so the rest of it would update while you weren't looking.
That's a good idea.
Because a lot of people blink while they change their vision on things. Like if you look at the top right of your vision and then you look at the bottom left, by the time you finish that movement, whether it's like all the way on that journey there or during it, you're
Yeah.
probably going to blink at least once. So, I mean, it's not really... And you do it so many times per day that it's not going to be super... Like, it's not really going to be inconvenient.
Yeah. That's cool though. It's cool. to
Plus, if
think
you
about.
know that you're doing it, you can just blink over and over again for a live update of things. I don't think it'd even go away either. I think it would just stay in your... You could close your eyes, and I think the blackness of it would just not affect it at all. I think your UI would just still be there, and then it just updates when you open your eyes with a screen wipe. Because your technological contacts should probably have their own light source. They probably shouldn't reflect or require a new light source, because then how would you see your own UI in low light? Like if you're sitting in your room at night and you don't have any lights on, how would you be able to look at your own UI unless you're trying to
That's a good point.
have a screen on in front of you or something? In which case, you're just harming your own eyes, because then you're just shoving a light in your face at all times to see
Damn,
something.
that hurt.
To see, it would have negatives. I'm pretty sure there's a Black Mirror episode about this.
Oh damn.
We're just describing a Black Mirror at this
Yeah,
point.
probably.
Yeah, I gotta say, Black Mirror, honestly, the
Underrated.
concept, kind of sick.
Yeah. I feel like
The
it's
same
pretty
as
cool.
like Love, Death, and Robots, like telling stories, telling like what the fuck? They're not chronological, analog, analogous. I don't know. Whatever the out of order stories or like not tied together stories. Telling not tied together stories to just do proof of concept on everything, especially on like how technology can be bad. Fucking awesome. The execution of it, awful almost every time.
What makes them bad most of the time? Like, what are they missing?
Well,
After this,
what are they-
let's go eat food. After
Yeah, I gotta pee pretty bad, so yeah. What they're missing most of the time is I think it like just they have like Hollywood problems of unrealistic character action, like interaction.
Yeah.
Dialogue is too focused on the thing that's going on, and so people should... The perfect show, in my opinion, is like a sitcom where people fuck up all the time in like menial conversation and stuff. Or like, if Friends would be perfect if somebody just like sneezed every once in a while, but it didn't actually mean anything because it's a thing people do for real. Or if somebody stuttered and it wasn't for comedic effect on purpose. Because you can write comedy by having naturally funny people be funny in a scene setting, but they should still talk like humans.
And
They should still sneeze and blink and like get shit in their eyes and like trip over stuff, and not have it be central to what's going on and have the spotlight on that. because people have little quirks and habits where they fuck up all the time and stumble over themselves all the time. And I think Black Mirror does that wrong, or they have the same wrongs, because everything becomes focused on whatever the world is about, and it doesn't really feel human anymore. So it takes my immersion out of it, where these people are, too. And so if you're trying to sell a world where it's like, this is what life would be like to a T if this new technological concept was a thing.
And then, only giving like a percentage of
you only
reality.
give me a very limited percentage of the reality, because now nobody coughs, sneezes, trips, stumbles over their words. Nobody has to take a second to think. Nobody says the wrong thing. I don't know, just a lot of things that people do all the time.
Yeah.
They don't do in TV and movies. And in my opinion, that's what
a good
holds
point.
Black Mirror back, because the concepts are good. The writing is poor sometimes, but that's like anybody can have poor writing. Like, you and I can have conversations that go nowhere with people all the time.
Yeah.
And if it was a TV show, you would call it poor writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of excuse that. But high concept stuff needs a bit more like je ne sais quoi of the real world.
If they're gonna portray the real world, for
Like,
sure.
I have to pee right now, so we're going to end the show in a
All right.
second, and then I'm going to go inside and pee, right? But, like, if we were having a conversation on a TV show, seeing that my legs are bouncing, and then I'm going to run up or get up and run away for a
Skedaddle,
second.
he's gonna
I'm going to
skedaddle.
skedaddle, and it shouldn't be part of the scene setting. It should be a human thing that people do. Nobody just goes to the bathroom in like, a sitcom.
Yeah, literally, it's record a sitcom for like 82 hours straight, and when they go to use the bathroom, it's real.
Yeah.
Literally.
You shouldn't, like, cut to let an actor go to the bathroom. They should have to pee while the scene is happening.
And
so
go
be
use
like,
the
I'm going to go
bathroom.
to the bathroom, and then you just let it go out.
Yeah.
People shouldn't get the lines right every time. They should stumble a little bit. They should sneeze. Keep a sneeze in there every once in a while.
Yeah. While also not looking at a script.
Yeah. That's my that's my recommendation, Hollywood. And stop blackwashing people. That's been episode 81. Goodbye.
Just Russell.